Yo, people, what's happening? Welcome back to another edition of Shed and Shutters. And today, obviously, it's been a while. Hopefully, you've had a good Christmas. Hopefully, you've had good times with your families. I know that I have not been enjoying much my team recently because we've been dead, and there's a lot of questions that need to be answered. But we saw bounce back against what's their names against
Aston Villa.
Villa, yeah, with a 3-1 win. Wasn't the most convincing performance, was good enough. But so since we was last here, obviously we took a little bit of a break after we did the Everton preview because we had a few personal things going on. Sorry about that. But I mean, since then we've played Everton and we drew in a game where we had about 200,000 chances. Then we played against who else? No, we played against Wolves in a game which I thought should have been cancelled still. But is what it is. The Prem made us play the game. We had four outfield players on the on the bench. Sorry, and it is what it is. We just couldn't beat them one our day. We had Brentford in the League Cup, which isn't really relevant, but whatever. We're into the semi-finals. That's one good thing that's come out. And we beat Aston Villa yesterday, or yeah, yesterday.
Yesterday.
So anyway, so Dan, talk to me, bro. What are you saying? Well, go on, because we've been shit for a very long time. So I need to get to grips with what you reckon's been happening. What do you think's going on?
We've been affected by injuries and COVID and stuff, so it's understandable. But we've got a good enough team to beat the likes of Everton and Wolves.
Yeah, I hear that. I mean, like, do you know what it is with I'll talk about the Everton game first. Not so much Wolves, because Wolves, I think we got what we deserved in terms of we didn't how do I say this? We weren't defensively bad, but we just created absolutely nothing apart from that one chance from uh from Pulisic. But you see, with the Everton game, man, the amount of chances we was creating, and listen, and this is what I've been saying about a lot of our players in front of goal, the attackers really need to start improving. And I think some of these, I think it's highlighted what we all knew at the beginning of the season, that there's going to be quite a few inconsistencies with some of the players in the team, especially like your Mason Mounts, Hudson Odoi, Kai Havertz, who else is in there? Christian Pulisic, because Christian Pulisic just can't seem to stay fit. But then we also know that players like Werner and Ziyech and Ross Barkley, the Scouts Jemba are just not good enough to play for this club. So
Wait, the Scouts Jumba Jumba, you mentioned Mount twice.
not Mount. I'm talking about flipping Mount Simon Scout.
There she goes.
But Prem, let's go to you then. So talk to me, bro. Well, go on. What do you think? What do you think's been the problem the last few weeks? Like forget the what's it called? Forget the Leeds game. I'm talking about like Everton, Wolves, and just our form in general. What do you reckon? What's the problem?
Um, Lack of finishing and creativity. The same problem we've had for the last year and a half, maybe longer, that we can't really create properly. And because these players are selfish, and when they create for themselves, they're not good enough to put chances away. And it applies for everyone. Mason Mount, Callum, uh, what the rest, Ziyech, and all of that. Pulisic having to play as a number 9, not even a false 9. He's having to play as a target man, and that doesn't work because he's playing out of position. Chelsea fans still want to criticize him, but they're not being, consistent with how they rate when Cho plays wing back and they give him excuses. That's not fair. But yeah, it's just we had chances against Everton to put the game to bed before they even scored first, and we didn't do that. Same against Man United. But considering we're still 6 points away in the title race, or well, yeah, we're still 6 points away. I think we're doing quite well. I could, you know, we saw Liverpool last season when they had all the injuries. They completely crumbled and fell away, and we're still in the title race. So I don't see how. I don't think we're doing that bad. I mean, all in all, how many games have we lost? Only one game, I think.
1 in 19.
Yeah, it's only all
Well,
these draws that make it look bad. Like if we'd beaten City, or sorry, we'd beaten United, we'd beaten um, or if
Burnley.
we'd beaten no, like, if we'd beaten United or Burnley or Everton, just one win out of those 3 games, we're above Liverpool. We're second, right? And the points gap looks much closer to City. All of a sudden, people are hailing how Tuchel's handled this injury crisis, and yet we're still in the hunt and still in the title race. So it's just people being either hypocrites or they want Chelsea been doing so well in the last year. They've been wanting us to fall away. Any little crack, they're going to use it to jump at. But I'm fine. I don't personally have a problem with it.
Fair enough. I hear you. You know what it is though? It's like that's the annoying thing is that we were in a healthy position going into the Christmas period, even before we played Manchester United. Like we had a pretty decent enough gap between Liverpool and City. And the last few weeks, we've just let them come back into it. And it's not like we've been outplayed off the park. Even when we lost to West Ham, as bad as we were, I don't even think West Ham were amazing. They just took their chances, really. But like, if you look at some of the teams we played, Burnley, we should be blowing them away. And I put the blame down to all the attackers that played in that game. Kai Havertz, Hudson-Odoi, Ross Barkley, the collective all need to get the blame. What's it called? I look at the West Ham game. The defending there was not good. We had 2 goals that were easily avoidable. The third goal, fair enough, was a freak goal, but it's still something that you have to at least do a bit better on.
Even the first goal is a fluke goal because 9 times out of 10, Jorginho plays that back pass and Mendy handles it. So both goals are fluke goals. Like we play that West Ham game again, we win. We play that Everton game again, we win. That Man United game, especially the first 20-25 minutes, the clear-cut chances, the likes of Callum and Werner had, and Ziyech. We play that game again, we probably win the game like 2-3-0. Before that, like people talk about that Jorginho chance and contest or that Jorginho back pass or whatever, costing us the game. If we're 2-0 up or 3-0 up, that doesn't happen in the first place. Like people don't realize what the knock-on effects can happen, and like I don't know, it's just these attackers clearly aren't good enough, and I have a feeling it's going to cost Lukaku again now that he's fit. They're not going to properly create for him because in the Villa game, Lukaku still only got 1 chance. And that's not good enough because we have to play Liverpool and Spurs in the next month like 4 times. If Lukaku only gets 1 or 2 chances, is he going to score from them? No. And then people will blame him for having a bad game in a big
because Spurs, they get battered everywhere they go, don't they?
Yeah, I'm confident against Spurs. I don't think there'll be any problem. I don't care when anyone says about this Antonio Conte, remontada, whatever, this BS, man. We are going to destroy Tottenham. Well, not destroy. We're just going to beat them when we play them. We may not win both legs in the Carabao Cup, but we'll beat them. And we're going to beat them.
But you don't understand my point. These guys don't create for him. And, like, in games where if we don't win and we'll struggle or whatever, like, again, the Man United game, if Lukaku had played, I genuinely believe these guys wouldn't have created for him. We probably would have drawn anyway. The Everton game, I don't think these guys would have created for him. And those are prime
why
games.
not?
Even
Why
Burnley,
not?
those are because these guys barely create when he's on the pitch. If you actually, even the first few games when he started scoring and playing well, and when he first came, these guys still weren't creating for him anyway.
No,
like I watch him when he plays, and I watch everyone else. It's like I don't know. I think our forwards either they're not as good as what everyone thinks that they are. People massively overrate them, and I'm talking about everyone here, or while I say everyone, Werner I'm not including in this case because no one rates him in their fan base, so he's not included. The rest of our forwards either they're massively overrated in terms of what people think that they are, or they're just not as good as what you guys all think. They're actually just average players with little moments of brilliance in them. Either way, we need new forwards. We need to ship some of them out. Because people can talk about Werner, people can talk about Barkley or Alonso, etc. That's fine, but we still have inconsistency in, say, Mount or Havertz or Cho, Pulisic, Ziyech, and they're going to cost us in the title race.
No, they
Anyway.
won't. We'll win the title.
Yes,
mate.
they will. We're not winning the title.
Anyway, so
Yes, we are.
Big up Jose, man. Like I commentator would slap the night. Obviously, big up Jem as well. Jem, get well soon, bro. Because I know you've been ill
Yeah.
the last couple. So big up to you, bro. Saying hope you all had a good Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. YouTube. I hope you had a good one. But I hear what you're saying because you see what it is.
Yeah.
Our front, we can't finish for shit, man. I don't get it. These attackers are just. They try to think that they can create for themselves like they're, I don't know, flipping just next level world class players. Half of these are young, and that's the problem. And I know you can't really, I know you say, but they're playing for a top team and you be more consistent. At the end of the day, right? We need output from these
Do you
players.
think the board learns from this, or do you think they'll just keep their head in the sand?
Bro, this is the other problem. This is what I've been saying to the board because, I made a list of players who, for me, are just nowhere near good enough to play for Chelsea Football Club. I wrote them all down. I'm going to tell you exactly who they are. And which I post this on Twitter. So if you've all seen, so you've probably seen it. Some other people watching maybe haven't. But anyway, so out of 25 players that we signed, that we currently have in our squad, even there's about 11 who, for me, are no longer good enough. We got Ross Barkley, the top of the list for obvious reasons. Saul, but he's on loan. Werner, Alonso, Ziyech, Kepa, Ruben, Pulisic, Saar, Baker, Asp, because although Asp has been a great servant for this football club, he's getting on a bit. Like, how are you supposed to expect to compete for a league title when 11 of the 25 man squad are not good enough to play for your club?
Just believe
No,
in
but
miracles.
again,
Just believe in miracles.
No, but again, miracles don't happen. But again, abs.
Yes, they do.
There's contact within them because some of these players that you mentioned in them, that there are some that they are good enough to be like staying as squad players. So I can't remember everyone that you mentioned, but like Aspie, Werner, as squad players, they're fine. I don't think they're massively a problem. But to have them as my point has been, we need upgrades. We need starters to come in. Like our forward line, we need an elite level creator in the forward line that I've been screaming for the past year or year and a half because none of them are good enough to create. The fact of hold on. The fact of last season, Werner was our top creator, seeing how bad and how much of a flop he was. The fact he was our top creator ahead of Havertz and Pulisic and Mount and Callum and everyone else. That's embarrassing for those other players.
What do
They're
you mean by
supposed to be. He was our top assister. No, he was our top assister.
That doesn't mean top. That doesn't necessarily mean top creator.
Okay, no, but not abs. Okay, he might not be. You can say he's not an elite creator, but he was the top assister last season. Like that shouldn't. If he was that much of a flop and he's bad, which I'm not even disagreeing, he shouldn't be our top assister ahead of everyone else. That shows that everyone. That shows how bad everyone else is, not how good Werner was.
Yeah,
and that's my point. We need better. We need an elite level creator because Lukaku's been suffering this season because these guys can't create properly for him or they can't find him. Like we need our centre backs like Chalobah. I don't mind him as a squad player. That's fine, but I don't want to use him in a title race consistently week in week out. Aspie probably same thing. I don't mind. I don't mind him as a squad player. I'll trust him in big games occasionally, but due to his age and stuff, we can't use him week in week out. The same thing with Thiago Silva. We can't be using him week in week out, or we shouldn't have to be using him because of his age. We need another left wing back. Like Alonso's fine as a squad player, but with the injury to Chilwell, as a squad player he is, but the injury to Chilwell shows that we can't rely on him for a consistent period of time. So we need a left wing back there. We need a right wing back because we have no one there as a backup. Callum can't play there apparently, and Pulisic, I don't want to have to play him there on a long period of time. Like we need another midfielder because Kante is injury prone, and we're going to have to sell him. We probably should have sold him this summer, or sorry, last summer just gone. We're going to have to sell him this summer. Jorginho's going to be gone in a year or two anyway because of his contract and his age. And yet people want to rely on young players from the academy because of what? Like, realistically, they're not. I don't know. Some of these guys aren't good enough because they just haven't really shown as much. You just have little talent and potential, and I don't go off potential or talent. If you haven't shown anything to me, it's kind of useless. But because they're from the academy, people will want to give them time and stuff like that. You at the top end, at a club like Chelsea, you don't have time. If someone like Ziyech, with the hype around about him and how well he's been doing the past few years, if there's someone like Werner, how well he was doing the past few years, these guys don't get time. Someone from the academy who's shown nothing certainly does not have time either.
Fair enough. I mean, I hear what you're saying, but like that's the thing though. We've got too much inexperience in our team and not enough quality. I disagree with the thing. I do think some of them are good players. I agree with you on the point of we shouldn't have to be relying on.
Guys, my
Yes,
phone
Stefan.
is really wet, so I'm gonna just clean it and log back on if that's okay.
Yeah, sure, go for it, man.
Okay, see you in a bit.
Yeah, take care. Man. Yeah,
But
but
Abs, who did I say is not good?
I didn't say they weren't good, and I never said you said that. I just said I agree.
He's trying to say they're good as squad players, but he doesn't want them in the starting team every week.
Yeah, and again, they probably will prove me wrong. Like, I talk a lot about Chalobah. He probably will end up proving me wrong in a year or two. That's fine. But I'm talking about as of right now, I don't see it with some of these players because they haven't shown as much. And I'm not willing to wait around because it's going to cost Tuchel his job.
I hear that. But that's the other thing, the board as well. Now, and this is another thing I wanted to talk about because I'm sorry, a well-run football club does not leave 4 of your 5 senior centre backs on the last year of their contract. Now, if you look at Thiago Silva last year, we know he's going to re-sign, but he's on his last year. Antonio Rudiger last year, Christensen last year, Aspi last year. At this rate, all 4. If we leave things as they are, all 4 are going to leave. We're going to be left with Trevor Chalobah as our only senior centre back, and Malang Sarr if you want to include him in there. But I don't think he's good enough to play for this club.
But there's context around all of that. Again, a year ago, before Tuchel came in, Christensen and Rudiger, like they weren't elite level centre backs, and I think they were planned, in the summer leading into what's his name? In Lampard's first season, I think there were plans to get rid of Rudiger, and in the summer leading into Lampard's second season, there were also plans to get rid and sell Rudiger. So Rudiger was supposed to be gone, realistically, going into the Lampard's second season. And Christensen, I think there were plans to give him a new contract, or maybe potentially moving him on anyway. So, like, the plan wasn't to have them up to now. But Lampard got sacked, and then Tuchel came in. All of a sudden, these players look great. And I think with Rudiger, he wanted 200, I think. Or, no, he wanted 250. We were only willing to give him 200. Real Madrid are going to give him 400 because it's a signing on fee and stuff like that. But fair enough. Christensen, we've matched the contract he's wanted twice, but he keeps screwing us over and wanting more and more and more. And Chelsea as a club, we don't get held to ransom. We don't, like if we can be held to ransom by Rudiger and Christensen, Mount, who's meant to be the face of the club, he can hold us to ransom in 2 or 3 years. Mendy, who's been brilliant for us, he can hold us to ransom. Or Reece James can, Lukaku, anyone can, and we don't negotiate. We don't act like that as a club. So yeah, we don't. We just don't do that, and I'm in agreement with that. I don't know. It's annoying because which centre backs are around right now that we can get. We're linked with De Ligt. I like him. Chelsea fans have question marks about him and how he's been in Serie A, but these are the same question marks that were around Christensen. And De Ligt is a better centre back than Christensen, at least talent wise and potential. And he's also a leader. Christensen isn't. He's willing to get stuck in and be physical and be a bit of a. I don't know if we can curse on this channel, a bit of an S house. Christensen is not really built like that. We're linked with Koundé. The only question I'd have about him is his height. He's like 5'11", which is short for a centre back. Ideally you want them to be 6'2", 6'3", 6'4". You know, and it's like we're gonna spend this money on buying a defence in the summer, but we still need to buy a left wing back. Maybe we buy a backup striker, or maybe we use Broha to come in. We need a right wing back, or do we give Aspie one more year to play there, or try and maybe use someone from the academy? I don't know. It's a lot of money that needs to be spent, but I hope the board actually going back Tuchel, because we could have got Pep before he went to City, but the reason why he didn't want to come is because of how our board is and how he wouldn't get the full backing and full control. We could have got Ralph Ragnick like 2 years ago or so, and we were looking for a new, after Amenalo left, and we were looking for a new director of football. We could have got Ragnick, but he didn't come, so he wasn't going to be given the full control to do what he wants and to build properly. It's what Chelsea are like. And now with Tuchel, we're going through a rough patch or whatever. We're not going to back him and build him properly, because when you look at Klopp and when he was at Liverpool when he first came, getting to a Carabao Cup final and getting battered, got to Europa League final, got battered, got to a Champions League final and got battered, went to a title race and lost against Man City. If that's at Chelsea, he doesn't last past the Europa League final, gets sacked, which is a year and a half in, and you don't get to see the fruits of the labor. Pep, same thing. That first season when he at City was embarrassing. Like, he started off midway through, he got battered 4-0 by Everton, getting battered by Spurs within the space of a week. Same thing that happened with Sarri. We started off brilliantly, we're in the title race. Then we got to like November, December, and we got battered 6-0 by City and 4-0 by Bournemouth in the space of a week. And the fan base turned against Sarri. They would have done the same thing to Pep Guardiola. They would have turned against him, and Pep would have left. We don't have no. They would have though, because the little tiki-taka style of play didn't suit the players we necessarily had, which is the same thing Sarri was doing. It didn't suit the players we necessarily had. Well, maybe they wouldn't have turned against Pep because of how big of a name Pep is. But you get my point though. Like, fans would have been, angry and up in arms or whatever, because they don't have the patience and the vision to wait. And I don't mind waiting, by the way. These forwards that I talk about, Chalobah that I talk about, that I don't think they're good enough right now, I don't mind waiting and being patient. If, as a fan base, we all agree that we're going to be willing to wait and be patient. Because if our board see that we're willing to wait and be patient, they will be as well, because they won't sack willy-nilly. The same way with Frank. Like, Marina wanted to sack him after the first season. After that FA Cup final loss, she wanted him gone. But because getting top 4 and everything, the board were willing to give him, well, not even the board. Roman, who is a Chelsea fan, wanted to give him time, because he, as a fan, he has an emotional investment with Chelsea. And the fans wouldn't have agreed with Frank being sacked after the first season, especially after getting top 4. So they were willing to give him time. And I personally disagree with that from a statistic point of view, but they were willing to give him that sort of time because fans were willing to back him and were willing to wait and be patient. Will people be willing to wait and be patient now with Tuchel? If Tuchel says, I'm willing to trust in someone like Werner, we're going to have to give him another year or two, will you guys be willing to do that as a fan base? Will you guys be willing to give, who's another player people don't like? If he plays Alonso and backs Alonso, or he backs Ross Barkley, whatever, will you guys be willing to give that sort of time to see the fruits of what Tuchel's trying to build? Or will you guys continue to be angry and be against Tuchel? Because Pep Guardiola, he got rid of Yaya Toure, who's a City legend. He got rid of all these guys who were legends. And the City fans didn't turn against him. Klopp at Liverpool, he got rid of some really good players. Players who helped Liverpool in their last title race. And Klopp was allowed to do that, and the fans didn't turn against him. Will Chelsea fans be okay if Tuchel doesn't really fancy Mason Mount anymore, doesn't really want to play him, or he doesn't fancy playing, say, Reece James, or he doesn't really like Billy Gilmore or Gallagher, even though they've done well on loan, and wants to sell them or get rid of them, doesn't want to play them? Will fans be okay with that, or will they turn against them if Tuchel goes through another little bad patch like this? This is things that I think about because our fan base do this all of the time. It's not just our board. Our board reacts off of what we do, the fan base.
Yeah.
Where I don't care what rivals can say. Tuchel ban. Tuchel's not good enough. He's a fraud. I don't really care because again we say the same thing. We say the same thing about Klopp and Pep. So fair enough. That's fine. But as fans, we should have a mentality where we back our own. We shouldn't be saying amongst each other or on Chelsea channels, or no, we shouldn't be saying to rival fans and stuff like that. Yeah, Werner's a flop. Yeah, Alonso's bad. Yeah, this player. Yeah, Barkley's bad. Kepa's bad. We shouldn't be saying that. We should be protecting our own. You know, Keita's been at Liverpool for like 4 seasons now. Liverpool fans back him and protect him. They don't say he's a flop. Martial, how long has he been at United? 5 years, 6 years. He has a Ballon d'Or clause in his contract. United fans don't say he's a flop. United fans don't say Pogba's a flop. They protect their own players. Arsenal fans don't say Pepe's a flop, even right now. They protect their own. We're the only fan base who doesn't protect their own players, doesn't give them time. Liverpool fans would still give Werner time right now. They'd still say he's going to come good. You need to give him time. Liverpool fans would be protecting Havertz right now. Liverpool fans would be protecting Kepa. As bad of a season as he had, 2 seasons ago, they'd be protecting him. But we don't protect our own. Why? That's what annoys me about Chelsea fans, man. We don't give players time, and then we'll sell one of these guys, and then they'll kill it, and they'll come back to the Prem to a Liverpool or City, and they're being world class, and then the same ones who are criticising these players will end up complaining when another De Bruyne situation happens or another Salah situation happens, and say, "Why didn't the board give them time?"
Hello, Prime. When?
When what?
We won't allow that to happen again.
When what?
You said when another De Bruyne situation happens. I
It
don't
will.
see another.
No, it will, because fans who are complaining.
No, it won't.
It won't.
No,
it
won't.
will.
We won't.
It will.
No, it won't.
It will. It will. For example, people want to get rid of Werner. People want to get rid of Havertz.
They won't become world class anywhere else.
Salah shouldn't have become world class either, but he did.
Yeah, because Salah's. It's no Prem. I hear what you're saying about some of the players, but you see I think it's the younger players.
I don't see us making any more mistakes. I don't see us making any more mistakes in terms of those players. I feel the board has learned.
I didn't think we'd make another mistake with bringing back Mourinho and sacking him. I didn't think we'd make another mistake with how we treated Antonio Conte. I didn't think we'd make another mistake with Mr. Osari, but we did.
I don't think
continues to repeat itself.
I don't think we're making another mistake. I still believe that wasn't a mistake.
We're not. So did we back Tuchel properly then? No. Okay. Sorry, Abs, what were you saying?
You're on mute, Ab.
Oh yeah, we haven't backed these players. We haven't backed these.
I said we ain't back to managers since Mourinho came the second time.
Yeah, and even in Mourinho's 3rd season, he wanted Pogba, he wanted John Stones. We didn't back him. Conte, we backed him in his 1st season, fine, but 2nd season, he wanted Nangolan, he wanted Alexandro, he wanted Koulibaly, he wanted Van Dijk.
He also sold Matic. He sold 2 of the best players.
Yes,
I think.
And he wanted.
I think Tuchel will be back.
Abs. He wanted to replace those players. He wanted to replace those players with quality. He let Costa go. But he wanted to bring in Lukaku, who fit his system. He let Matic go, and he wanted to bring in the best midfielders around in Nangolan. He wanted to replace these players with quality, and we didn't. We ended up buying Morata, a C-less, D-less striker. We ended up bringing Danny Drinkwater because he had one good season with Kante when they won the league at Leicester. This is what the board did. They got the worst or the cheapest players on that list.
Yeah,
I think the board won't make the same mistake.
But they continuously do.
They won't this time though.
No,
I can see the board backing Tuchel.
You know why? I love Lukaku, by the way. It's not me getting at him. But the first choice targets or the players that suited the system we didn't get. We didn't get a Haaland or we didn't get a Harry Kane. We got Lukaku, and yet we didn't buy players.
Kane was never gonna. Kane was never gonna come because of.
But you don't. No. But you don't understand my point. we didn't back him properly in the summer when we wanted too many.
We will back him
Rice.
though in January. I know we will.
I hope we do, but
do you not? Why do you not see the board backing our managers? Honestly,
because they haven't in the past.
You've made good points, but the last time we properly backed the manager was when we signed Costa Fabregas and Felipe Luis.
Yeah,
it's been 5 years since then. So the thing is that listen, you know what it is. I want to go.
I have faith in the board. I have faith in the board to back the manager.
I mean, fair enough, but I'm not even talking about the board. I'm just talking about the whole team. I'm talking about the fact that some of these players at this present time are just not good enough to lead us to a title. Like a couple years ago.
And I see the board getting rid of them.
Hold on, Nippon, 1 sec. Like 10 years ago, when we had Drogba and Lampard and them about, our front line, if it wasn't, what's it called? If Drogba weren't hacking it, you had a couple players like, you had a couple man like, I keep forgetting his name. You had a couple man like, you had Maluda, you had Anelka, you had Kalu, you had all these guys as backups. They weren't necessarily always coming and starting week in, week out, apart from maybe Anelka, but they were coming and make an impact. And then you have Deco and Balak and fucking John Obi Mikel and Essien and a couple others. Like, we actually had a squad of good players, because for me, to be a successful team, what you need is a first 11 filled with top class and world class players, then a bench filled with top class and good players. That's what top teams do. That's what Bayern Munich do. That's what Barca used to do when they were at their peak. That's what Real Madrid used to do when they were at their peak.
Do you ever see us doing it though? Like ever?
But we have. That's the thing. We've done it so many times. The problem is the recruitment at this club's been poor for weeks.
I don't see any problem in the board. I think they're doing the right thing.
No, they're not, Nippon, because there's a guy called Scott McLaughlin, and you know the guy, and you know how we all say that Saul is one of the main problems of Chelsea, bro. The same guy who signed Saul is the same guy who signed Ross Barkley. So walk on.
Okay.
People talk about we have the best. People talk about we have the best board in the world. We don't. We are not Man City. The way Man City are run, like for example, the Sarri summer, the Sarri season, they wanted Jorginho. We only got Jorginho because of Sarri. They didn't rush out and get a second, third, or fourth choice midfielder. They waited another summer, planned and scouted properly, and brought in Rodri. Would we have done that? Like again,
yes,
we wanted.
Yes.
Like no, but we didn't. We wanted Haaland or whatever, but Kane. That didn't materialize. And what did we do? We rushed for the third choice on our list, which is Lukaku. And again, I love Lukaku. I'm not against it. But my point is, we weren't willing to wait. We wanted Tchouaméni or Declan Rice, and instead of getting them this summer or waiting, we ended up bringing in Saul on loan and letting Gilmore go. Or when we wanted Lukaku under Conte, instead of buying him or waiting another summer to scout properly and get someone else, we ended up getting or trying to make amends with Costa. We ended up getting Morata. Or when we wanted Nangolan, we ended up buying Drinkwater. We wanted Alexandro, ended up buying Zabacosta. We wanted Koulibaly or Van Dijk, and we ended up getting Antonio Rudiger. This is what we continuously do.
To be fair, some of them have come good. But it's the problem though. What we need to do, right, as a club, we just need to say, right, just get a manager, get someone and just trust them. I don't care about young players and all that. Because people want this romantic thing of our fully fit, a full starting 11 filled with players, all from the Cobham Academy. They're going to lead us to the Premier League and the Champions League. No, I don't care about that. If a Cobham Academy player comes through and is successful, that's fine. Not because they're necessarily from Cobham, but because they're producing for my team on a consistent basis. What I need is I need a board to go get everything that Tommy Tuchel wants, everything that Thomas Tuchel wants. Like everything. You can't not back this guy. 6 months he made defenders who were called average look like what's it called? Look like how do I say this?
Like world beaters.
Yeah, they're not like world beaters. These kind of players have been like, just for that, I think anything Thomas Tuchel wants, within reason, obviously, because we can't just go splash 250 million out on Kylian Mbappe, for example, because I think that's pretty ridiculous. But we just need to get some players like that, and then we should be calm, man, and hopefully we'll have more long-term success, because I don't like this idea of us having to go 5 years, no league title. Forget no league title challenge. It was just Hazard and inshallah. Before then, no league title challenge. Yeah, we won a Champions League, but when was last time we really competed for the league title? This stuff can't go on, man. And I think
Look, I'm just scared. I'm just scared that we'll end up becoming the next Liverpool and go 30 years without a league title.
No,
Wait. Nippin, how are you scared of us becoming Liverpool when you say that you back our board and you trust them?
I'm just trying to stay positive. I know our board isn't doing is making mistake after mistake. I just want it's the I just want to pray that I'm not disappointed. You know what I mean, Prime? Like, you think it's going to be different, but then you're just disappointed again and again.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, Dan, like, what do you reckon? What do you reckon about this board then? Because after this, we're gonna do the player ratings for the game, because we didn't talk too much about that. So Dan, talk to me, bro. So, what do you think about them?
This board better back Tuchel, and this will be the first time I'm ever someone out. I will be the board out because I'm sick of it. I'm sick of this happening every year. We back them once, then we don't. We back them once, then we don't. We back them once, then we don't. And then we keep sacking. I just want to keep a manager again.
So you don't like being a sacking club, basically?
Nope.
I don't like the sacking club thing. I just want. Basically, the best way of doing it is like this. When Barca were at the peak of their powers, because to be honest, they are a sacking club. The reason why they were so successful is that they always got players who fit their philosophy. Now, some people say, it's boring, you happy with that, but at the end of the day, they got players who suit their philosophy. Now, they sacked Frank Rijkaard and brought Pep Guardiola through, because Pep Guardiola is a man who plays the football, which is part of the philosophy of Barcelona, like what their club is based on, like their whole their club identity is based on that kind of football. And after that, they tried getting Valbuena, and Enrique kind of did it as well. And recently they've been dead because they've not had a manager who does that. So that's why they brought back Xavi.
But that's the thing. But that's the thing. We have to do it like the first 10 years with Roman and stuff. We had a philosophy that Mourinho set in, and the managers that we brought in and players we brought in fit that philosophy. Yeah, maybe Ancelotti played a different style of football, but you still had the same sort of mentality with the players. But now we're trying to transition to this attacking football, possession style of football, which is fine, by the way. But we haven't got players to do that. We haven't transitioned properly in doing that with the players we've signed and the players that we're scouting. Last summer when we brought in, or 2 summers ago, when we brought in Havertz, Werner, and Ziyech, they're all different players that play in different systems. We shouldn't have brought them all in at the same time. They don't play in the same sort of system. So what were we actively trying to do? It didn't make sense.
Yeah, exactly. I hear you. I mean, obviously, still, listen, that was just a little bit of people. That was just a little bit of online. We just had to talk about this because our form over the last few weeks has raised a few questions. But anyway, listen, anyone in the chat, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe if you're new as well, turn on notification bells, subscribe to Nippon in the description, also subscribe to the First X on YouTube. I'm gonna post everyone's links to their Twitters and shit at the end. So we played Villa. You know what?
Put Nippy on mute for a minute. He's talking. Can you interrupt? Yeah, but too much back.
Hold on. So I'll tell you what. We'll So with Aston Villa, I'll tell you what. Dan, talk to me, bro. So talk to me about Villa and how you think the game went. Then we'll go Prime and Nip, and then we're just gonna do a little player ratings thing and see what I go on. Because I personally, in my humble opinion, I don't think it was a very good performance in terms of the way people are making it out to be. Yeah, Cho had a couple. You know, he was involved in pretty much all the goals. He did all this, but he's not been doing it consistently over the last few weeks. The defending at times, and especially in the first half, was not good. We were never really in control of that game. Lukaku was good when he came on, but I mean, what do you man reckon? Dan, talk to me, bro. What do you think of the Villa game?
I think it was a very slow. I think it was a very slow first half. I think Villa was just about the better team, even though they didn't have many shots on target. I think the own goal changed the game, and we changed the way we played. And in second half, we came out better. Lukaku changed the game, and we won. So
Yeah, okay, Prem. So what one for you? Because I know you'd be someone who'd be and because I know how you felt about the Villa thing. So talk to me, bro. So what do you think of the whole overall performance and the win which we finally got after fuck knows how long? So talk to me, bro.
Poor in the first half. That own goal. Should Mendy be doing better? I mean, like, I don't know. Maybe that is debatable, yes or no. However, I know what Chelsea fans are like and the hypocrisy. Like, if Kepa had been in goal and that had gone in, the whole thing would be, oh, of course, Kepa conceded that. Mendy would have said that. See, this is why Mendy's a better goalkeeper, which he is, by the way. It's not me saying he's not. But then Mendy conceded that, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's a difficult shot. I think Mendy probably should have done better to save it, but whatever, it's a deflection. It's kind of hard to deal with. It is what it is, I guess. Mount, I saw that clip back. Mount should have done a lot better tracking back. If he, because that ball, that period started from our left hand side, and transitioned all the way to the right, allowing Matt Target to get a cross in. If Mount had actually tracked back and filled in that space, I don't think Target is allowed to get that cross in the first place. The second goal, stupid penalty for them to give away, but we get it. It is what it is. Lukaku comes on again. Lukaku got man of the match, which is weird for me. I don't think he necessarily did much. Like, he ran the channels and stuff, which is great, but he didn't get continuous service, is what I mean.
Yeah,
He only got one chance and he scored from, which a good cross in from Callum, but I don't think Callum played that well in the game. I think tactically and his IQ wise, he's not that great. He needs to improve massively, which is something coaches have been continuously saying to him while he's been at Chelsea. Lampard said it, Sarri said it, Tuchel has said it. But yeah, Chalobah in the first half did not play well, and I think it's a thing where he needs to just kind of come out of the firing line. He's not me getting at him, by the way. He's a young player. These young players, when they're having bad games or making mistakes, they just need to come out of the firing line and be protected. Because the same thing against Man United, he burnt out. He's been burning out the past few games, and then he got injured. Now that he's back, he's having to play again when he's still kind of burnt out. He needs to start coming out because, I could see him costing us a game. If he has to play against Liverpool or Spurs or something, and he makes a big mistake that costs us the game, that could affect him then mentally.
Spurs will be an easy game.
You don't say that, because they have Harry Kane, who's a world class striker, and they have Son, who's in form. He will do. I don't nipping. I don't. What you're saying?
Bully.
What and he can flat track bully his way through Chalobah. That's my point. Let's take him out of the firing line and have him be rested and protected. That's how you grow these young players. You don't just throw them in and allow them to play. Nurture them.
When was the look?
Right,
even a Tottenham fan agrees with me when I say he's a flat track bully.
Which Tottenham fan?
Hang on, I'll put it in the chat.
Okay.
All right. You know what? So, Prime, got anything else on the Villa game?
No, that's about it. I'm just happy we're back to that's what the third win on the bounce now that we have, is it? I'm happy we're now going back to winning ways. We need to start keeping clean sheets because we got big games coming up. Like I said, Liverpool and Spurs, City as well. Liverpool and City, minimum 4 points. We need to beat one of them.
Yeah.
And we need to beat them, not like a fluky 1-0 win. We need to beat them comfortably. Like a comfortable 1-0
What,
win.
Liverpool?
Like kind of like what we did in the
Who?
Champions League final, or how we beat Liverpool last season. A comfortable 1-0 win, a dominant 1-0 win.
Which team are
Make
you
a
talking
statement.
about?
Liverpool and City. We need to beat at least one of them 1-0 comfortably.
Can't lie. You know what is
You know
wrong with
what?
Liverpool?
I've
Hold on
just
a
had a
minute.
vision.
Okay, go on. Yeah, go on.
I see us taking points off at least one of those teams.
Yeah, we
That's
take
could.
points
not
off
good
both.
enough. That's not
You
good
take
enough.
points
We
off
need to
both.
get points from both.
Yeah, we could though, but that's the thing. Like for me, I look at it from this. I personally, I disagree. I think with the way we've been moving in these last couple of games, which are considerably easier than the Liverpool and City games, we should really. I think if we want any chance, especially that City game, Liverpool, we can maybe get away with it depending on their results. But with City, I can't lie. This is a Manchester City as of right now and what's been happening, and currently where the table stands. That's a must-win game. And then the other games, we just have to make sure we clean up in if we want to have any chance winning the title. But anyway, Nippon, bro, talk to me. So, what you think of the Villa game? Because we're gonna go on to player ratings in a sec.
Look, pretty much like what all of you said. First half we were shit, and Villa should have been at least 2 goals up. And I'm not even kidding. I'm not even exaggerating. Look, in my opinion, Lukaku changed the game when he came on at half time. And we looked a much better team with him in it than without him, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, come, I hear you. I mean, that's just literally it, though. Like, we just need to sort some. Like, we just need to try to get these wins. Start being these kind of teams. Do what we have to do, and not really just be consistently all throughout games and stuff. That way we'll become. So I mean, yeah, we've got Noah. Big up Noah in the chat, of course, and Prime saying let's go chat.
Oh, God's sake. I'm just not listening now. I just know what he's doing.
All right, Dave. And Noah asking this for you, and this is for you, Nippon, and you, Prime. Are you done with Timo Werner, and have you realised he is shite? You know what, Prime?
You know, my
Go.
my point still stands with Timo Werner. He works best in a strike partnership.
No, you ain't lying.
He works best in a 2 up front.
But is he good enough? That's the question. Is he good enough to play for us?
Look, if you play a strike partnership, you'll get the best out of Werner. He will start scoring, or at least getting assists for Lukaku's goals. Look, same with Lukaku. They both work best in a strike partnership. Werner, the one running deep behind, getting the ball from the midfielders, and Lukaku, the one scoring.
Okay.
So a bit like, Werner, like Inter have Martinez.
Yeah.
Werner can be the Martinez to.
Lukaku's Lukaku.
Like, yeah, basically.
Nah, but you know what it is? I'll tell you, for me, Werner doesn't have the technical ability to do what Lautaro Martinez does. But I'm not sure. You know what? I'll tell you what. I'll say what I think about Werner. I think that I always give players, regardless where they come from, I always give them a first season and just say, right, we'll give you this season to adapt to the system, to adapt how we want to play and stuff. Because even if you were born to fit the system, I do think it's, you have to give the first season benefit of the doubt coming from other leagues. Then the second season is when you have to start producing. And unless there's been some mad issues going on through the last season, which to be fair, there were when our players were coming in, then I expect you start delivering. Now, Werner hasn't delivered enough consistently this season. However, he's still got a few months to try for us to see what he produces. Then we'll see what will go on after that. But, I mean, Prime, so what are you telling me then? So, what will go on for Timo Werner? Are you trying to keep him or are you trying to sell him?
I think he's really good as a squad player. Even, see, this is kind of the same problem that I have we one. I don't think he's our worst forward in terms of like. Maybe you can talk about
Who's
technical
worse than him?
ability.
Who is
Maybe
worse than him?
I'm speaking. Maybe you can talk about technical ability all you want. That's fine, but don't get blinded by technical ability because up until now, a year and a half in, Havertz has been more of a flop than him based on expectation. I don't take price tag into account because
I'm sorry.
I don't nip in. Let me land. Because I don't take price tag into expectation because like United brought back Ronaldo for like 20 something mil. Martial cost like 50, 60 mil. Drinkwater costs 40 mil. So price tag doesn't mean much to me. It's based on your expectation, your ability, and what you're expected to do. Havertz came in on this special sort of talent generational tag. Hasn't, other than that Champions League goal and the performance in the semi-final against Real Madrid, hasn't actually done much on a consistent basis. Mount on a consistent. What?
I thought he was good against Atletico, Havertz.
Yeah, but I'm talking about that's one-off games. I can also name you one-off games from Werner. I can name you more things Werner's done. I can name you the fact of Werner has produced 27 goal contributions last season. Whether or not you think he's good or his technical ability or he looks great on the eye is redundant because he has the numbers on the board to back it up. Havertz, considering the ability and the talent and the hype, doesn't have that, which is frustrating. Callum, the hype, ability, and all of that, doesn't have that. He's only now reached 10 assists for us or something, and he's been here for 3.5 years. Mount's inconsistent, but at least he has goal contributions to back it up. So at least if I'm being consistent with what I said about Werner, I have to put that with Mount. So at least he has that, which is good. Ziyech was meant to be our chief creator. He was meant to be our experience, our leader. What has he done for us? Nothing really of note. Pulisic is on ability probably our best forward, but he's not fit enough to be able to consistently prove that. And yet people always want to continuously scapegoat Werner. Why? Werner leaves, that's fine. Then what happens? Who else can you guys blame? These players are continuously going to be performing bad. It can't always be Werner. If the same thing happens over and over again, and you're expecting different results, that's the definition of stupidity for me. You can't continuously blame Werner and him. Like, he hasn't played these last few games because he's been injured or had COVID or whatever. And the same things have still been happening. So it's clearly not Werner's fault. Pulisic has been playing as the striker. And the same things have been happening that happened under Lukaku when he played in the last 7 games when he was fit. The same things were continuously happening. So it's clearly not Lukaku's fault. It's clearly not Werner's fault, even though he misses some chances. Clearly not Pulisic's fault. What's the common denominator? How these players create.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's the same thing I say over Werner. I wouldn't, like, if we can get good money for him, like, because if he was at Bayern, he'd cook. Even at Liverpool, he'd cook in their system. Like, we just shouldn't have signed him, unfortunately, because I watched him at Leipzig. I watched him at Stuttgart. He's a brilliant player.
Who should we have signed?
Forward.
Who should we have signed?
Players that fit an actual system. And they fit what we were trying to do. We shouldn't have brought in Frank. We shouldn't have brought in Frank in the first place. I think right now we need an elite level creator. I would take, if Bayern want Werner, maybe try and get Gnabry, because apparently, or not Gnabry, what's his name, Sané, because apparently Bayern want Rafinha, which is weird, but fair enough. But we can try and get Sané, or maybe Paulo Dybala. I don't rate him that highly, but Paulo Dybala. We should have targeted Jadon Sancho this summer, or Jack Grealish, because I don't rate them highly, but they are elite level creators.
Jack Grealish is shit.
Or even bring up so nipping. Our forwards are worse than shit. So let's not say that.
So you're saying Jack Grealish starts for our
Grealish shouldn't have gone.
Yes, he does. Grealish starts for us all day, every day.
Grealish shouldn't have gone to Man City in the first place.
Havertz right now, or not Havertz. Hazard right now.
He's not.
Havertz right now with his fat belly starts in our team. Our forwards are not good. People get confused because Havertz is sulky, or Cho has a step over in him, or Mason Mount presses real hard. These guys are not good.
But
And yeah,
Jack
backup anything
Grealish
you do.
doesn't give me that wow factor. Like he
And
can't
none of you
dribble.
are. Yes, he does. I don't rate. Listen, I don't rate Grealish highly either. I think he's massively overrated by English fans. But he's better than what we have, and he is an elite or top end level creator.
Can he twist a defender inside out?
Can
but no one cares
can
about
any,
that.
wait? No, Nippy.
No.
Can anyone in our team twist a defender inside out?
Pulisic.
Romelu Lukaku.
Oh my days.
Romelu Lukaku is a striker, not a creator.
Striker.
And
Anyone else in our team?
Pulisic
Okay,
made
and I
Real
love
Madrid's defense look like shit.
and I love Pulisic, but he doesn't stay fit consistently. So who else?
Exactly. We don't have problem is we don't have players who, and you know, and this is another thing. You see with Bruno Fernandes, and people say, "Oh, we should have got someone like Bruno Fernandes." Bruno Fernandes for me would have made our team worse, not because he doesn't get output, but because with Bruno at Man United, it's literally well, before Ronaldo came in. At least it was literally he's allowed to do whatever he wants, and he's the main creator. And well, not even creator, he's just the main attacking threat. So when it comes to goals or assists, it's him. Doesn't necessarily mean he's an elite creator. If you watch Bruno play, most of his assists last season were because because either his passes were a bit off and someone just managed to get on the end of it, or his shooting wasn't great. I wouldn't take Bruno for that. All we need is someone like one. No, but listen,
Bruno's just a whiny. He's just a whiny B1TCH.
But he's better than what we have. We have no right to complain.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying with Bruno, I'm not saying Bruno's a bad player. I think
he has a shit attitude if he doesn't get his way.
So does Callum. So Callum has that same attitude as well.
He does.
He was trying to force.
And I'm not defending him. I'm not defending him.
But my point is, all of our players have these attitudes as well. So like Bruno's a winner. He has the attitude of a winner. I respect him. He might not look great on the eye, but he gets what he needs.
It's not even about great on the eye. It's just talking about now. If you look at some of his assists last season, they weren't exactly him splitting open a defense. It was just the fact that one of his passes, which wasn't like great, managed to land on someone's head or someone's foot and it went in. I'm not trying to look for that kind of creator. I want someone like a Fabregas whose passes 9 times out of 10 reach the target. I want someone like a Mata who do it consistently for us. And even Frank Lampard, people think Frank Lampard was just his goals. Well, Lampard could create shit out of nothing for the entire team. This is the problem with us. But anyway, listen. Obviously,
okay, I have an idea. Let's go to Leicester City and say give 80 million.
No.
And, look, if I was Marina,
you're going to say
Maddison. No, I'm not saying. Let me land.
Sorry.
Okay, go.
Say, here's 80 million. I would say, here's 80 million. Give us Yuri Tillemans.
No.
Yuri Tillemans is going
Yuri Tillemans plays in midfield, so he'd play in our double pivot, and he's not better than Kante, Jorginho, or Kovacic.
Well, he'd be a good option off the bench, to be fair.
He's better than Kovacic.
Why would you spend?
Not better than Jorginho.
He's not better than Kovacic. He's not better than Jorginho.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though, Prem. I'm not even talking about. Because the thing is, you don't even need to spend 80 M's on Tielemans because Tielemans is going on a free. His contract's running out.
Yeah.
I'd take Tielemans at Chelsea.
No.
He's better than Saul.
And
so
he's
what?
Proven.
That's not hard.
So what? But we're not spending 80 million on a backup player. No.
Yeah, but it doesn't. And Prime already told you that doesn't exist because his contract is ending this season. He's not signing a new deal. He's come out and already said he's not. Apparently, at least, not signing a new deal.
Okay, fine. Let's take him on a free. Even better.
We have an abundance of midfielders anyway. We have positions we actively need to fill. We need a left wing back. We need a right wing back backup. We need 2 centre backs.
And we need.
Okay, let's.
Why spend money on a midfielder?
No, in my opinion, what we need someone like. I know people don't like. We do need another DM because Jorginho's going on, and you even said a few years ago he's playing with a back injury because no one can do his job. Get someone like Tchouameni who can do a similar-ish job in terms of breaking up the play and sitting. Get a backup right and left wing back.
Tchouameni, no, I'm not convinced by Tchouameni. Look at what happened the last time we signed a DM from Monaco. He
Yeah,
turned
but
out
this
to be
one-
shit.
But that's scouting because we signed the wrong DM. We should have signed Fabinho.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's like saying, look what happens when the last time we signed a player from Leicester. But when we signed Kante, that wasn't a problem.
exactly.
Are you saying Chilwell's bad?
Oh
No.
no, sorry, I was talking about Drinkwater. My bad.
Oh, he's on my drink. Okay.
Sorry, I didn't think about Chilwell. Last midfielder we signed from Leicester. There you go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. Sorry.
But you see, I'm glad you brought up Chilwell because Chilwell and Mendy are one of the few examples of players where there's been good recruitment involved. The manager's clearly had a say on this, and we've got the player that both the board and the manager collectively agreed upon. That's something we need to start doing more consistently, and then we won't have too many flops. But anyway, listen, what we're going to do now, because I've got to go on a couple minutes, we're going to do the player ratings for the game against Villa. And so let me just pull up my screen here. So everyone gets their say, even Prem. I was running his dead Chalobah center.
It's not.
So-
Hey, it's not a Chalobah. All this criticism of Chalobah. When he becomes a world class centre back, you'll have me to thank because he's listening to me.
So anyway, so
Yeah,
Alright,
well, thank you. You have to thank
so-
me for being right then, didn't you?
No, you weren't. You never told me he'll become a world class centre back.
Yeah, I did.
When?
I said one day I'll be a class centre back.
When
maybe.
will he become a world class
Do you
centre
see him displacing
When? I've said it
any
quite often.
back? No.
Abdullah.
When will he
Abdullah?
become a world class centre back? When?
Yes.
Don't say
I don't know. In the
when.
future, not now.
No. Give me a time frame.
2027.
2027.
Abdullah.
Yeah.
How old is he now?
Abdullah.
Hold on, Nippon.
How old is he now?
22.
Chalobah. You said by 2027, and he is 22. So that's 28 years old. Okay, I'll hold you to that. If he's not at centre back by the 31st of December 2027,
Okay.
That's actually
I'll
already
come back to this.
Actually, gonna come back to.
I'm
Well, if
Alright,
serious.
everybody's
No,
well
I'm
class
serious.
before. I'm not saying he is.
No,
All right,
I'm keeping this up. He has to be world class by the 31st of December 2027. But
Okay.
when he sold the Fleetwood Town in 2 years, I don't want
He's not gonna get sold Fleetwood Town.
I
Don't
don't
you dare.
crying about it.
Man,
Why would I cry about it?
Oh,
I'm
man.
just saying.
I
All right.
cry about football.
Nah.
Never.
Okay, that's fine. I'm just saying. I don't want you to say that.
Okay.
Just don't
Can I
complain.
say what I wanted to say now?
Just don't
Yeah,
complain.
go on,
like,
because you got to start.
Go on, go to the play ratings.
Right.
Nippon.
Yeah, I
Go
wanted
on.
to say something. Do you see Chalobah displacing any of the current centre backs in the England squad?
No.
Yes.
No.
Who?
He's better than Rao.
No,
He's
no.
better than Tyrell Wills. Yes, he is better. Prime, we're not doing this. You're really trying to compare Harry.
Trying to
listen,
rate Harry
hold on, wait, hold on. How many
Prime,
centre-backs?
you.
How many centre backs? Wait, hold on. How many?
Prime,
Because there are some centre backs.
are you
there are some
honestly
centre-backs-
trying to convince me
Listen,
that
listen,
Chalobah is a better centre back than a human fridge?
he-
It isn't.
Before-
better
That's
than
a
it.
human fridge. Sorry,
It
that's a
isn't better.
human
Let me-
fridge. Is better than Chalobah.
Can I chat? Mings is better, or Maguire is better. But let me anyway. How many centre backs in that England squad? Because there are some that should be in there. That act like what's his name? Tomori. Tomori should be in the England squad, and he's not. So how many centre who's ahead?
Prime.
In my opinion, who's ahead of him? John Stones, Maguire, Tomori, Ben White, Kyle Walker, if he counts as a centre back in the back three. That's five. That's five already. That's ahead of him.
Prime, you keep
I just
cutting
unmute
out.
yourself now.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now?
No, it's because there's a sound issue. Wait, come out and come back in. I'll try to bring you in, bro.
Still buzzing.
See if it should work.
You're buzzing like a robot.
Yeah. Anyway, so I'll tell you what. We'll just get into it then. So, player ratings. Now, Big Edward Mendy. So with Mendy, I think that the first goal you could say he was a bit suspect for it. You could argue he could have done a bit better, but overall he didn't really have much to do in the game. I don't think, apart from the first half. Second half, first half he had a couple of saves to make. Second half he didn't really have much to do. I don't think he was that bad, but the goal, I don't really blame him too much for it. It was just a bit of a freak goal. Overall, for his performance, I'm gonna give him I'll give him probably a 5. So, Dan, what are you telling me? What do you think Mendy deserves?
A 5 as well. I didn't have to do much. And then he said the goal. Even if it was Kepa, I don't think Kepa would have saved it either. No one would have saved it.
Yeah,
I would say the same. 5.
Yeah, 9. Prime, what are you saying for Mendy? What rating are you trying to give him?
They're giving him 5s.
Yeah, we gave him 5.
Wow,
Yeah.
it's quite low, but it's quite what? Why 5? Is it because of the goal?
No, because he didn't have much to do, bro. There wasn't
Didn't
like
have much to do.
He didn't make 2,000 saves, did he?
Didn't have much to do. 3.
Gee.
3? 3?
I gave him a 3 straight, you know. Okay,
Oh.
calm. I'm here for it, bro. It's a bit of
that,
band still, isn't it?
Oh, that goal conceded. That goal.
Yeah.
If you're saying that's savable, I'm just gonna. No, not even a world-class goalkeeper would have saved that.
Jan Oblak saves that. David De Gea saves that.
Oblak hasn't saved a shot like that.
His name. Neuer
Oblak hasn't saved a shot like that.
Don't respect Oblak. Donnarumma.
What?
That's 3 goalkeepers in the name.
Buzzing again?
Donnarumma, Oblak. Neuer, David De Gea. That's 4 goalkeepers that saved that.
Yo, Prem, your mic still.
This is not me slate. Oh, but why?
I don't know why. I thought it was just me.
Wait, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's just it's bugging. It's common. It doesn't work. Just we'll just keep going through it.
No, yeah, again, it's not me hating on Mendy, but actually, no, I'm joking. It's a 4, but like, it's not me hating. I don't know. I think he kind of should have done better with the goal. But then again, that goal is easily preventable. It shouldn't have happened anyway. So yeah, I'll get 5. 5.5. Yeah, I'll give him a 5. I'll give him a 5.
5. Okay. That's a 5 for Edu. Nippon, what are you saying for Mendy? What are you giving him?
You're putting him on mute.
You're muted, bro.
I'm giving him a 6.
6. Okay.
Because what's his name? Like Dan said, no one in the world was saving that. That was a quality own goal.
Yeah, bro, you ain't lying. All right. So is that a final decision? 6?
Yeah, 6.
So we got 2, 5, 6, and a 4. So was that average then? Just a 5 then, because Taylor said 5.
No. Prem said 5 in the end.
Okay. 3, 5, then.
All right. So Prem. Now you know what? I'm gonna let you go first.
Why?
Trevor Chalobah. What are you giving Trevor Chalobah for that one?
I'm disappearing. I've got to take my tray downstairs anyway. See you in a minute.
What you want dessert first? Yeah.
I don't want
to hear
it. I don't want to hear it.
Chalobah. Do you want me to rate how I would actually rate this average centre back, or how you guys?
No. I'm talking about
you guys have
the performance.
Honestly, what if Mendy gets a 5, which I think is too low anyway. If Mendy gets a 5, I think Chalobah should get a 3 or a 4.
Chalobah should get 0.
No, a 3 or a 4.
Oh, a 3 or a 4. Just choose one number.
Like he didn't do like. And again, I'm not really like he's young and stuff in it. Fine, but like again,
Prime, you're lagging. You're lagging.
Why the fuck am I lagging?
I don't know.
Yeah. All right. I'll come out and come back in, and I'll explain why later. But yeah, I'm giving him 4. Oh no, yeah, Daniel's back. Yeah, sorry, I'm joking. I'm giving Chalobah a 0.
All right, and who's Prime's favourite player? I'm going to give him a 0 then.
All right. So now, Dan, it goes to you. Trevor Chalobah, Trevor Medical Gun Driller. What are you giving him?
For how he's been one of our best defenders this season. He's allowed to have one off game.
Yeah,
I'm
but
gonna give him. I'm gonna take my bias out and give him a 4.
Okay. Nippon, what are you saying for Chalobah?
I'll mute again.
Right?
Sorry, 5. 5, yeah. I was talking to my friend, so I had to put myself on mute
It's fine.
while I was waiting for my turn.
Yeah, no worries. All right. So I'd probably give Chalobah. Yeah, I'd give him a 4. Wasn't great. He was not very good in that first half. He ran. I think maybe he could have kept him on a bit longer, but at the end of the day, he came off and we won the game, so it worked. So I can't really criticize Tuchel for that. But anyway, so next centre back we've got is Thiago Silva. Now I'm gonna take this. Thiago Silva has consistently been one of the best players at Chelsea Football Club since he signed for us. People saying, he's old. People saying he can't do this, he can't do that. Thiago Silva is world class. I don't want to ever hear it from anyone. This guy is a world class centre back, and if we brought him a few years earlier, we probably would have brought in the best defender in the world. He's absolutely brilliant. We should have bought him years ago. When he left Milan, we should have caught this guy. He is out of this world, and the performance was good yesterday. But people need to start putting more respect on Thiago Silva's name. When I hear chat saying that Rudiger has been our best defender, I'm like, you clearly haven't been watching Chelsea, because Thiago Silva has been consistently one of our best players this season. I'm going to give Thiago Silva a straight 7. He is brilliant. He was brilliant. Dan, what do you say?
He is the best free signing I have ever seen in football. I don't care what anyone says. So I'm going to give him a 7.
Come. Okay, Nippon. Yo.
Yeah, I am going to give. Oh, yeah, Thiago Silva. Oh, Thiago Silva. I'm giving him an 8.
Oh,
and I don't know what that Arsenal fan was smoking on Twitter by saying that Gabriel should be in the team ahead of Thiago Silva. I don't know what he was smoking. I don't know what that Arsenal fan was smoking.
Oh, Brazil team, yeah.
It's
Arsenal fans for you, bro.
Clearly been on crack.
Well, not that far, but Arsenal fans for you.
Yeah, that's just Arsenal fans in a nutshell.
Yeah, he gets an 8 out of 10 for me. One of our best players since signing for us. Constantly pulled us out of the mud whenever we needed him. But yeah, he was one of our best players. In fact, no, I take that back. He was our man of the match.
Okay. Oh, I hear that. All right, so next up we've got Antonio Rudiger. Now, Antonio Rudiger, I don't think he was great in the first half, but the second half, the amount of blocks and tackles this guy was making, he was brilliant as well. And if I'm giving Silva a 7, I'm probably going to have to give Rudiger a 7 as well. I think thought they were both brilliant. So, Dan, what are you telling me about Thiago? No, not Thiago, Rudiger.
I think Rudiger's been our second best centre-back since Tuchel's took over. So I'm going to give him a 7 as well. And Lewis is going to like this. The best centre-back has been Christensen.
Are you letting your common bias get into this, Daniel? Are you allowing your common bias getting into this?
Why?
You're saying the best centre-back has been Andreas Christensen.
Because he has. In the back three, he has.
Wait, no, Daniel, you said it was Chalobah like about a month ago.
I didn't say that. He's the most improved. I didn't say he's the best.
What happened to Chalobah?
It's always been Chris.
Yeah? He's average, yeah?
No. No! Stop it!
Christensen's a common lad.
Chalobah hasn't been in the team long enough to be. Christensen's been in it longer.
Okay. No, but
You know, I see
Yeah.
Christensen ending his career as a one-club man.
No. He'll probably
He's not
leave
really a
at some-
one club man because he was on loan at 2 teams in Denmark.
Nah, I don't count loans as proper moves.
No, he was in Denmark before he moved to Chelsea. Apparently, he
you guys
wasn't.
are right.
He
already.
he moved to our
Yes.
academy,
Prime, no, this is them.
not our first
Prime,
team.
the one with these-
You know when he was younger, yeah.
Like, Prime
He
also.
moved to
you have
our
to have a-
academy.
Yes, when he was about 4 or 5.
But
He wasn't
So
full Prime.
anyone who
He wasn't-
comes through the academy automatically counts.
Oh my days.
You know what I'm trying to say.
anyway, Abdul, what you saying?
No, I was gonna say we need to have a chat about your Laporte agenda.
Laporte.
Yeah, Laporte's been good recently.
Wait, hold on. Laporte's been good when he plays for the best club in
England.
the best team in the world, one of the best managers of all time. You're telling me he's been good? Let Laporte do it in the Champions League final, then I'll rate him.
Well,
Do it in the Champions League. I'm not gonna. He conceded 2 against Leicester. How many goals did he concede against Leicester, by the way? What was the score?
3.
What was it? 3. So
6-3.
Who won whose team won the game?
Wait.
Whose team won the game? Whose team won the game?
Nippin, hold on.
Sterling scored 2 goals.
Hold on. So, Daniel, the score was what, 6-3?
Yeah.
Shut up. Why would I respect that? Why do you want me to respect that? Come on, bro.
He's been part of a team that's kept multiple clean sheets recently. All right, hold on.
6-3 is the clean sheet. Okay.
No, before the 6-3, they was keeping clean sheets. Laporte scored in them as well. It's got.
Okay.
Oh, well. All right, listen, Prime.
Laporte still
Go give credit to Priney. Go give credit to
Laporte
Priney.
hasn't
Does
faced,
keep his agendas.
It's not an agenda. He's an average centre back. Chalobah's clear.
Wait, what?
Oh, come on! You can't do that.
Hold on.
That's saying something. Chalobah
You're going full screen.
is also average.
Say that. Say that
Prime,
again.
you've had a howler. Prime, you've had a howler.
Say that again,
Oh, no,
Prime.
you're
I
right,
agree
you're
with
right.
Laporte's.
No,
I agree with. I agree with Chalobah's better than Laporte, but come on.
Everyone,
hold on.
oh, hold on.
It is a howler.
Everyone go on mute.
You are right. It is a howler. Chalobah is not. Chalobah is a bum as well, so he can't be clear of Laporte. But you get what I mean. Laporte is an average centre back.
Hey, I don't want to hear that. Chalobah slander.
Okay, calm.
Wait. So who do you want me to? So what? So I can't speak the truth about Laporte. I can't speak the truth about Chalobah. I can't speak the truth about Mason Mount.
I think Laporte's average, but he's not, Chalobah's way better.
Chalobah's not better than him. I would.
He
Wait,
is. Yes, Chalobah's better than Laporte.
But not better
He's
than him.
not better than Laporte, man. We're not doing. All right, you know what? Look, listen. This is
No. Abs, put Daniel on big screen.
Okay,
Really? Why
Okay,
is he on big screen?
Let
No,
Daniel
both
will be cooked on.
Can we just agree? Can we just agree that before Didier Deschamps fucked him off to Spain, that he would have been France's best centre back?
No, he wouldn't. He's not better. He's not better than Varane. Wait, he's not better than Varane. Not better than Umtiti. Not better than Upamecano. Not
Titi.
better than Koundé.
He's
Don't
better than Umtiti.
Don't tell me about
Better than
Varane.
Umtiti.
Abs.
He's better.
Umtiti.
He's better than Umtiti. He's better than Langley. He's better than that clown Kimpembe for sure. He's better than Kimpembe.
Was cold. Umtiti was cold in that one. He's not better than Kimpembe. You don't watch Kimpembe.
Yes, he is.
Don't do that.
Kimpembe is
Don't do that.
shit.
Don't do that.
Kimpembe is shit.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Nippin. You don't watch foreign leagues. Don't do that. Let's not do that. Let's not say it. Let's not say that.
Okay,
Let's not say a player shit when you don't. Let's not say.
Kimpembe formed a backline that conceded 8 goals. Sorry, that conceded 4 goals in a Champions League semi.
Bro, loads of teams do that. That's not
Hey,
Can we
Wait,
move on
no,
to the
he
ratings
conceded
now?
for-
Why are we talking about upper centre backs?
In the
Hold on,
space
hold
of
on.
2 legs. In the space of
Nippin.
2 legs,
No,
he
no,
conceded
Nippin.
4 goals.
Nippin.
Is that not? But no, that's poch tax. No, that doesn't count.
Punch tax.
The same
Come
way.
on, no.
The same way.
Wait, Nippin.
No, the same
Nippin.
way when that end was
On this.
split open, getting like 72 goals in the season. That was because of Lampard. Because now our defenders are looking world class. So it's Lampard tax, just like it was Poch tax. Lampard's a bum. Poch is a bum. Laporte is a bum. Chalobah's a bum. Daniel agrees with me. We're good. Let's move on.
No, I do not.
Who's next? What's next?
Right, well, man. Okay,
Daniel,
so
you just messaged. Daniel, you literally just texted me and said I agree with you.
No, I didn't. Don't lie.
Yes, I did. Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Wait, can I show
No,
you?
I didn't. Show
Okay,
what message. Show a message
Dan-
you didn't send.
Dan, all right. Let's move on from that. I needed to try to that because the report's been good recently. But anyway,
No, he hasn't.
Thiago Silva.
Hasn't.
It's your fault. Your
Okay.
fault,
He
Andela.
hasn't.
Yeah, it is
I'll
my
bring the
fault.
report up again.
Next, Abs is going to say Laporte's player Thiago Silva. Embarrassing.
I won't trust me.
You
But
will.
anyway, I won't trust me.
I was going to say.
On Thiago Silva, we did Thiago Silva. What would you rate Thiago Silva for his performance?
Me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Chalobah. I'm giving him.
I'll give Chalobah a 4. Let's move on.
I'm giving Chalobah a 3.5. Thiago Silva. Thiago Silva, world class centre back. Love the guy. Oh, Thiago Silva.
Okay, then.
8.
8? Okay.
Yeah. He didn't really have to do much, but the thing he did, he's world class at. So yeah, 8.
Okay. Who else is there? Nippon, did he do Rudiger?
Who are we rating now?
We're doing Rudiger.
Rudy.
Rudy. 8.
Okay. 8 for Rudiger. Pram, so what are you giving Rudiger then?
Antonio Rudiger. Sign the thing. I beg you, sign the thing. Don't leave us with Christensen and Chalobah.
Oh my god.
Did he do anything?
Yeah,
I'll give him. But I don't remember having him.
Give Thiago Silva an 8.
Yeah, but I don't remember Rudiger having to deal with anything. I remember Silva having to deal with a few things.
No, Rudiger did. In the second half, he made loads of blocks. It was the first half he didn't have to do much because they weren't coming down his side.
Yeah.
Second half,
No,
he was good.
but I'm only judging it because I remember Silva having to come out to that right hand side a lot to protect Chalobah. That's why I'm judging it. I'm giving him an 8. Rudiger, I'm giving him a 7.5. And
Okay.
Daniel, you can't argue against me because Silva was pulling out to that right hand side a lot, protecting this guy.
No, you were 9. Yeah, 9. I gave Rudiger a 7, and I actually changed my rating for 8. Marcus Alonso. Now, Alonso, for all the fans, and don't include me because I don't always send for Alonso.
Yes, you do.
He
No, you said he's better than you.
0.
Oh, he's not. A 0.
Wait, what? Wait,
Legit.
what? Alonso was actually decent.
He's not right.
Joke, I'm trolling.
Yeah,
I have to bring in my agenda.
I have an
No,
agenda
why-
against Alonso for personal reasons, but I still think he's
Wait, why are you coming agenda?
I'm trolling.
Okay. Alonso, you know, I'm gonna give Alonso. You see, Alonso, he wasn't actually that bad. He didn't do anything much wrong, so I'll probably give Alonso a 5 because he wasn't useless, but he wasn't amazing.
5. He
What
got an
would he-
assist. That's got to be more than. I give him a 7.
When did he get an assist?
Yeah,
I
or
didn't.
not an assist. No, not an assist. But people are.
Oh no,
saying
he got
that. No, people.
I'll probably give
But if you look in the first half, he was getting
Listen,
spun
hold on.
inside out by
People are saying-
Ollie Watkins and Danny Ings.
People are claiming that Callum Hudson-Odoi penalty as an assist. And if that's the case, if people want to try and do that, Alonso played that ball in for Callum. So, 7.
That's a pre-assist.
Yeah, no, Alonso is a 5 or a 6 for me. He wasn't that bad. I've already given. You know, I'll be generous. I'll give Alonso a 6. Dan, what do you say for Alonso?
6.5.
Oh, better than Chalobah.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Actually, no, Daniel, what did you give Chalobah?
I'm taking my bias aside now. Stop.
No, Daniel,
4.
what rating did you give Chalobah? You
4.
gave Chalobah 4. You gave
Yes,
Chalobah 4.
I don't.
This
Yes.
potential, this world class centre
Yeah,
back.
you
gave
gave
us- Wow. Okay. Wow.
No,
Never-
I'm just being not biased, man. I'm not overprotective like some people. I'm not naming names.
Could never be my world class centre back.
You're that's Max Maguire. No one likes.
And my world class centre back is
Wait, who rates?
Thiago Silva.
Wait, Brian, do you rate Harry?
My world class. My world
Do
class.
you rate Harry? Brian
Thiago
rates
Silva.
Harry Maguire. Clip this.
Well, Maguire's better than Chalobah, so
I keep that better job, but okay.
Maguire.
he is better than Chalobah.
Maguire
No, he isn't.
is shit.
Dave.
Yes, he is.
All right, hold on.
Maguire dragged England to a final.
Chalobah's clear of Maguire.
John Terry and Rio Ferdinand could never.
Oh my lord.
All right, you know what? We'll move on from that. Prem. And wait, Prem, you give your Alonso rating, right?
Yeah, like a 6.5.
7?
Yeah.
6.5? Okay. Nippon, what are you giving Alonso? And don't give him a 0.
No. I was just trolling. 7. He was actually despite being spun inside out
He wasn't
by
spun.
Villa's front line in the first half.
He wasn't
I
spun.
think he was better in the second.
He wasn't spun by anything.
Joking.
No? All right, next up. I know Prime loved this guy, so do I. Jorginho. Now, Jorginho, for me, was very good. I think he controlled the game well, scored the 2 penalties, delivered in the big moments, in a big moment when we needed him to deliver. So, for me, I'm probably going to give Jorginho I'll give him a 7. I think Jorginho was good. Dan, what are you saying for Georgie?
Because he scored the 2 penalties and I know how hard it is to take a penalty. I'm giving him an 8.
Okay. Prime, what are you saying for Georgie?
Wait, you know how hard it is to take a penalty? Is it because England let you guys down in the Euros? That's why.
What's that mean? What's that supposed to mean?
You guys lost the Jorginho's country.
Jorginho missed his penalty.
Anyway.
But okay.
I don't
won.
So I'm easy.
It was a masterclass by Jorginho. Okay, anyway. As I was saying, yeah, he scored 2 pens.
I shouldn't have even taken the penalties anyway, but okay.
A lot of people were saying he was so bad in this game. I think he played very well because he didn't fact up. He still has that back injury. We're having to carry Ruben for ass cheeks. And he hasn't really got much time to rest. I give him 7.5. Maybe the 2 goals edged to an 8, but 7.5 I think is fair.
Okay. That's a good shot. What was I gonna say? Nippon. Oh, Nippon, you still there?
Oh, Nippon.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, what are you saying for Jorginho?
Been chatting the cow.
Who we rating?
Jorginho.
Jorginho.
Yep.
8.
Okay. Come.
I thought you didn't rate Jorginho.
Really?
No, I
Right.
rate
I love Georgie. He's amazing.
I had my doubts, but that was like the first time he joined.
You had your doubts. I thought you back everyone.
Eh?
But you back everyone. How can you have doubts about Jorginho?
You can have doubts. I had doubts about all our players, even Mason Mount.
You had doubts about Mendy when he came in.
I didn't have doubts about. I had a bit of doubts about Mendy, but not much. Why? My phone's overheating again. For God's sake! So if I go out again, it's because of my phone.
Yeah, come, no worries. All right. So N'Golo Kante. This guy.
Can I give my rating before it goes out?
Yeah. Give your rating for Kante.
He's getting an 8 as well.
I can hear that. I'd probably give him an 8. This guy is absolutely brilliant. I swear to God, if we just could keep this guy fit more on a consistent basis, he would cook, and we'd be a much better team. But he's just getting injured far too often, and it's becoming a bit of a problem now. But hopefully Kante gets well soon with the knee injury. We need to start managing better a bit more because he's getting a bit older. But for Kante's performance, before he came off, I'd probably give him an 8. Brian, what are you saying for Kante?
We need to have a conversation about selling him. World class midfielder on ability and everything. But his fitness is an issue. I think right now, kind of play him in minimal games as possible and save him to the back end of the season if we can, because especially for a title running or a Champions League if you want to try and win
I have a
again,
goal update.
Champions League running.
I have
So
a goal update.
I have.
Newcastle have scored.
Newcastle scored, really. I'm not even watching the game, but I'll go watch it later. So sorry, Prime. What were you saying about Kante?
I think we need to have a conversation about selling. Like, on ability, world class midfielder and probably our best player, or top three best players in our team. But he's so injury prone, and he's having to make up. We have to cater to him so much with his age that we either start playing him minimally now to preserve how brilliant he can be in these big one-off games, or we sell him and we just rebuild like our midfield. So bring in Tchouaméni if we can in January, or bring them in the summer will be big because he's seen as like the next Kante. But I just think we need to protect this guy as much as we can, because if we want to have a good run into the end of the season in terms of maybe the title or winning retaining the Champions League, we need him, because as great as everyone was last season in the Champions League and everyone played their part, having Kante on the field, it's like having twins or having triplets. It's literally an advantage we have against everyone else, and so we need this guy. And I just let's protect him or sell him, either one of the two.
Was you rating an 8 for him?
No, I give Jorginho 7.5.
Now, what about Kante?
We give Kante the same thing, I think, or maybe Kante a 7. Just because he had to come off. I don't necessarily remember him doing anything major. It was just kind of like the basic stuff. But again, it's not a big game. If this is a big game, Kante's rating is completely different because he dominates the games. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear that. Nippon, we say for Kante then.
9 out of 10.
Okay. Is that it?
Yeah. I mean, look, and that wasn't even a fully fit Kante. A fully fit Kante puts us back in the title race, and I'm not even kidding.
You ain't 9.
Is it extra?
I'm not 9. All right. So next up, Reece James. Now Reece has been phenomenal the last few weeks, but yesterday he had an absolute stinker. First half, he had a stinker defensively. Second half, he had a stinker going forward. For me, Reece James, that was his worst performance in the Chelsea to date. But I know he'll get these inconsistencies because he's a young player. We just need to be patient with him. But for that performance, I love Reece, but I'm going to have to give him a 3. Prem, we same for Reece then.
I don't think he was that bad. I think, a bit shaky in the first half. I think a lot of that is due to the own goal, which again, if that goal should have been, that whole routine should have been easily prevented. If Mount probably tracks back a bit and kind of cuts off or puts pressure in that cross, it doesn't end up coming in, or if Mendy saves it, then all of a sudden it's not an own goal and people look at Reece James as being better. But people need to remember, in the second half, he slotted in and played right centre back, and he's like, as much as people talk about this guy and stuff like that, I have some people who tell me like you want to say like Trent is better defensively than this guy. But I don't see Trent being able to slot in and play centre back and boss and dominate the game. Reece James can do that to a very high level. So I think I think like, especially in the summer, to have Reece James as a centre back option, if we can find a quality right wing back, like, I think that's a major plus for us tactically. But I'm giving him 6.5. The second half saves him playing as a centre back.
Okay, Dan, what are you saying for Reece?
I'd give him a 5.
Okay. Nippon, what are you saying for Reece then?
I'll give him a 6.
Yeah, you guys, I think you're being a bit too. I think a bit generous, but I didn't think he was good going forward. The first half, he wasn't good going forward. He wasn't. Anyway, now we get on to our supposed great youngster, Mason Mount. Now I'm gonna take this first. He did not have a good game. He, as Graham said, he tracked the weather for a reasonable goal. Going forward, it wasn't good for him. He did try and create a couple of things, but just wasn't good enough. I know people say he should have passed to Shaw or Lukaku, but he was in a tight space. The only option was to shoot, but he still has to be doing better there. For his overall performance, I'll probably give Mount a 2. I don't think he was that good. Dan, what are you saying for Mount?
Daniel, bias aside.
Yes.
Bias aside.
Bias aside, 3.
Graham, what are you saying then?
Should have came back with the reachings with that own goal. I'm not even saying that goal would have been prevented entirely, but like just to put pressure on, he should have been there. The chance he missed, the open net, should he have passed? Debatably. I understand him going for goal. However, if you go for goal, you have to at least get that on target. If you don't score, you don't score, whatever. Because I've seen Chalaba like 2 months ago, whatever, make a goal line clearance as well. So if you don't score, you don't score. And maybe Tyrone Mings makes a goal line clearance. That's fair. But you have to get that on target. If that's Werner, he gets slated. If that's Joe, he gets slated. If that's Pulisic, he gets slated. Anyone else does that, he gets slated. But Mount doesn't. I don't get that. I don't understand that. So
I sent for him in the way that he should be because his overall performance was good.
No,
yeah,
I know, but I put that on Twitter, and people wanted to attack me and say, "Oh, Werner does that all the time, whatever." But that's fine. Werner's not rated, so if Werner does that,
I promise you,
Alonso makes the
on
same
the
way.
Mount if he missed the same
Alonso,
chance.
hold on, Nathan, hold on. The same way Alonso makes mistakes. Like it is what it is. These guys are not rated, but Mount, he's supposed to be our best player in the team. You know, the captain or whatever. You know, this guy the team's built around, and he misses an open goal like that. Whether or not he's a striker, whether or not he's a forward, he misses an open goal like that. He needs to be criticised on that. Not send abuse or anything. They're not for the abuse, but he needs to be criticised. And also, all-round terrible performance. I said Chalaba was our worst player. I'm capping. Mount was probably the worst player on the pitch. I'm giving him. I give Chalaba like a 4 or 3. I think Mount gets a 1. Like he was poor, very poor.
I gave Mount a 2 to be honest, but either way, it's just like it is what it is, man. Mount was not good. Nippon, what are you saying for Mount?
Oh God. What can I say? He's just shit. He was shit yesterday. He had an absolute stinker. I'll give him.
If Barkley didn't track back for that goal and he missed that chance, you'd be cutting him. I want that same level.
Yeah, and but that's why I said Mount was not good. Mount gets a 2 because he was useless. But Mount also produces much.
No. But if that's Barkley, you'd give him a -5 or something. So I want the same thing.
No. But it is what it is. But like Barkley's because Barkley never produces for us. At least Mount has produced for us a couple of times.
Yeah, but that's my point.
I'll give Mount a 3.
And he's doing that. That's my point.
I'll give Mount a 3.
You'll give Mount a 3. Okay. Now last 2 players, then we move on to the subs and the gaffer. So Callum Hudson-Odoi. Callum Hudson-Odoi, I thought was very, very good in terms of build up to the goals. But his finishing in front of goal needs to improve it so that this guy can't finish for shit. If this guy tries to have kids in the future, I feel sorry for him because his finishing just poor. Now, he needs to sort himself out in front of goal. That chance which Martinez saved, yeah, it was a good save. You have to be put in the top corner, man. All right, you gotta be just or I don't know with Cho. His all-round performance was good. He had a hand in pretty much every single goal, including the third one because he played the ball into Lukaku where he just brushed off everyone and ran through and then got fouled. So for Cho, I'm gonna give Cho a 6. I thought Cho was good in terms of that. So Dan, what are you saying for Cho?
6.
Graham, what are you saying?
Didn't have a good game at all. The decision making, like fast needs to improve, and the IQ. Only has 1 goal contribution, by the way, in this game. Winning a penalty is not an assist, because that means to Werner's 27 goal contributions last season, you need to add in like the 6 penalties on the bounce he was winning for the team, as well as the penalties Hazard won when he first came with Chelsea. He won like 6 or 7 on the bounce as well. You need to add those to their goal contributions, and no one wants to do that. So, the same consistency, the goal contributions didn't count. And being involved in a goal doesn't also count either, because it's not a direct goal contribution. So, only 1 goal contribution, and he didn't play well in the game. I'm giving him a 6.
I always count a penalty as an assist.
Or
winning a penalty, sorry.
Yeah, but technically it's not a goal contribution. The same
I don't
way a assist is not recorded as a stat.
Yeah, I hear that. I'm just saying like what I think. Nippon, what are you saying for Cho's performance? You think it was good or you think it was whack? What are you rating it?
Look, I'll give him a 6.
Okay. All right. Last but not least, Christian Pulisic, Make-A-Wish Captain America, and that.
Oh my god.
In the first half, he was not good. However, in his defense, he played as a false nine, which is not best at. So we'll allow him with that. In the second half, when he came to wing back, I thought he was actually really good. In terms, at least defensively, it was good. Going forward, it was still a bit iffy, but defensively, he was pretty solid. He worked quite hard, so he was better than Cho, but by much, not really. If you're giving Cho a 6, you have to probably give Pulisic a 6 as well.
I don't think he's better than Cho, but okay.
Nah, well, similar. I'd probably give him a 6. Pulisic. And we're giving Pulisic for the performance. Dan?
Well, I was me. I'll give him a 5.
Okay, Prime.
Dan's crying because he heard the news that Talent was being sold Doncaster Rovers.
What?
Anyway,
You on about?
you heard me. Anyway, Pulisic. We're being consistent, right? We can't judge him because Pulisic was playing at a position and his best position is on the left. Is that not the same excuses people had for Callum Hudson-Odoi when he was playing back and stinking?
Yeah.
So
True enough.
So based on the same sort of consistency, Pulisic cannot be judged in the record. However, he did go to wing back and play better than Callum's ever done playing at wing back. So I'm giving Pulisic a 7.5.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said Cho was he was good. I thought it was slightly better than Cho. Well, anyway, Nippon, what are you saying for Pulisic?
Same as everyone else, but I'm gonna go 1 up and give him an 8. He was just false nine just isn't for him. He was much better in the second half.
Yeah, it was very good in the second half.
Once again, 8. It's a bit high.
Nah, I don't know.
I
get 6 or 7 is fine for Pulisic because he, in his defense, he was good when in that second half. He's probably one of our better players, but it just is what it is. So let me just make sure I get the order of the stuff right. So first name that we have got is Romelu Lukaku. So
Big shot.
Lukaku was big Bolingoli, was very good when he came on, made instant impact, holding up the ball. I don't think he was man of the match, but I think he had a good performance. I'll probably give Lukaku a 7. Dan, what are you saying for Lukaku?
I'm going to give Lukaku an 8 because he changed the game, and it would have been a draw if he didn't come on.
Yeah, still. Prime, what are you saying for Lukaku?
I'm giving this guy a 9. Only got 1 chance, and he scored from. This guy lacked service, and he's still scoring. What do people expect him to do? So I'm giving him a 9.
9. Nippon.
I'll give Lukaku a 9 as well. He just had 1 shot on target and he scored from it. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, calm. Who we got next? Mateo Kovacic. Kovacic, I thought was way. Actually, I'm probably gonna have to. What I'll probably lift Lukaku's spot from me. Kovacic for me was way doing the game, and the guy was doing what Kante's doing, working on, getting up and down the pitch. I thought he was brilliant. Extremely disrespectful fans. One of the best midfielders of this club. He's getting an 8 straight as well. Lukaku and Kova were our 2 best players in that second half. So, Dan, we didn't Kovacic.
8.
Okay. Prime, we giving cover.
Masterclass. I love Covington.
Yeah, I love him as well.
Yeah, give him an 8. Beautiful. Especially now Kante's injured. He's gonna be key. So yeah.
Yeah, I hear that. Nippon, we giving Kovacic.
I am giving Kovacic an 8. Look, if Kante isn't there, if there's one thing, like if we lack Kante, we always have Kovacic to back him up. I think a Jovicic midfield, not as good as a Kante one. Sorry, a Joe Kante midfield, but Jovicic is, yeah, Javante,
Oh, cool.
yeah.
Oh, Covante,
Yeah.
sorry.
But yeah, but Jovicic works just fine if Kante's injured. So if Kante's injured, but Kovacic is fit, I'm not that worried.
Oof, what a save.
And last but not least, before we do the manager, because then I have to go, Andreas Christensen. In fact, you guys go on. In fact, no, Dan, go on. You give Christensen a ring.
We looked more solid when he came on. He was a difference maker as well. I'm going to give him a 7.
Okay, Prime, what about Andreas? Don Andreas.
Wait. What did you say? We look more solid than him?
I said he looked more solid when he came on. That's all I said.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's funny that coincided with Chalobah having come off as well. Looking more solid.
You keep doing that. Chalobah was injured, so.
Is he injured? Fingers crossed. Stay injured, bro. But anyway, what am I saying?
Oh, come on, that's insensitive.
I'm joking. I'm joking. I wish for injuries. Sorry, but no. 6.5. I don't think he did anything, but he didn't have to do anything. 6.5.
Yeah, calm. Nippon, what are you saying for what's his name?
Christensen.
For Christensen.
Christensen, I'm going to give the Danish Maldini
It's Maldini.
a 6 out of 10.
Bro, giving.
Oh yeah, FYI, Maguire's better than Christensen. FYI, but.
Oh
my lord! Stop it! Harry Maguire's the reason why Newcastle are 1-0 up.
He's not better than Christensen.
Are you united in disguise? Are you united? Are united? Are you a United fan in disguise?
We got a comment here from Matt. Big up Matt, saying big up everyone. Go subscribe to Zero Genius. Listen, people. So I have got what's it called? I've got to go now, so we're gonna have to end it right there. But listen, is there anything you guys want to shout before we go?
Tuchel gets an 8 for his subs. There you go.
Tuchel, okay, come. We'll give Tuchel an 8.
Tuchel gets a 4 for playing Chalobah.
Man's always cooking Chalobah, you know. So you giving?
It's tough love when he becomes a war class center. Like people will thank me. Tough love.
No, I think you were cooking Tuchel, not Chalobah.
No, cooking Chalobah, not Tuchel.
You cooked Tuchel for so we played him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but Chalobah's fault for being in the squad. So Chalobah's fault.
That's Chalobah's fault. Tuchel rates him.
No, he doesn't.
I'm giving Tommy T. I'm giving Tommy T. A 7 out of 10. It would have been a 9 or a 10 out of 10 if we kept the same energy in the first half as we did in the second. But since that wasn't the case, he gets a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, Nah, but in all seriousness, going through this past like month or so with these injuries and stuff we've had, COVID, etc., having a depleted midfield, depleted front line, and injuries in our defense, and how we've gone through it, and we're still 6 points off top. And it was only 2 weeks ago when we were still top as well. I think Tuchel deserves an 8.5 just going through all of that.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, well, listen, so, yeah, listen, thanks everyone for tuning in. Just quickly, so, Prem, you got anything you want to plug, bro?
Yeah, shooting the first XI. Man United are losing 1-0 to Newcastle. I predicted a 2-1 win on Twitter.
Love.
No, so when Newcastle win, United will get cooked on the terrace. Tune into that.
You're going to cook Rachel on the terrace, aren't you?
Follow me on Twitter and stuff. And Instagram. You'll see Chalaba criticism,
Prime.
criticism.
Prime.
Christians are
Are you gonna
throw
rip?
out all of that. Mendy out as well. Daniel out.
Really out? What are you going to say?
Yeah.
Prime out for Ryan Harry Maguire.
Abs out if he keeps slandering Barkley when we have bigger problems in our team, like Christensen and
Josh Barkley. Josh Barkley. That's what his name is. Josh Barkley.
I'd rather play Barkley at centre back in Chalaba, but that's a different conversation.
All right.
He's worse than Bakayoko. Barkley is worse than Bakayoko.
Hold on. Would you rather have Chalaba or Laporte at centre back?
In the team?
Yeah.
Do you mean but like for me they're both squad players, or what do you mean stacking week in week out? Do you mean stacking week in week out?
Week in, week out. If someone puts a gun to it and says you pick Laporte or Chalaba play centre back for Chelsea, you take.
In what context? Are we just competing for top one?
Anyway.
Or
Okay, if we stay back three, let's just say we stay back three.
yeah.
Do you play Laporte or Chalaba?
But what are the contexts? Are we trying for the title? Is it just competing for top 4, top 6?
He doesn't like Chalaba. We never will, even if when he becomes world class. Just can we move on?
Is it a Champions League final? What is it? Contest?
Come on, man. You know what?
He hates English. He has an agenda against English.
He makes Harry Maguire, so how can he have an agenda against English players?
What is it?
Fair enough.
What is the
Sorry.
context? I'll answer the question. What is the context? I'll answer the question.
We're challenging for the league. Someone says you can have Aymeric Laporte or.
Can you stop it now? He doesn't rate any of them, man. Can we move on?
What week in week out? Who the hell?
Alright, whatever, man.
Wait, hold on. Give me a sec. I'll answer.
We'll be waiting here for another hour if you keep asking. Just come on.
How old
Yeah,
Chalaba?
Okay, listen. I'll go.
Chalaba 22 and Laporte 27. Oh my god. I'd play Chalaba because he's younger. So
See you guys
when he
later.
makes mistakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, take care, Nippon. Nippon, is there anything you want to plug?
Right. You can find me on Instagram at Nippon Reviews Cuisines, and my other Instagram, which is N with 4 I's, P 3 U's, and then N. You can also find me on Twitter at the Nippon Sharma, and you can find me on YouTube at Nippon Sharma, and on the British Lifestyle Blogger, where I do a lot of lifestyle-related content.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, people, it's been a wavy stream. Thanks everyone for tuning in. You know, nice thing. We'll be back on Tuesday for the Brighton preview as well, and yeah, hopefully we'll hopefully get to win against Brighton. Big up everyone for tuning in, and thank you. Catch you in a bit, and we'll just leave you with a little no, sorry, wrong person. Just leave you with this guy here. We have got this shut up.
Maguire's a fraud of a centre, man.